you get better at messing up.
Hey everyone, welcome back to this month. It is September, and we are going to be interviewing Urian Lee from Happy Accidents Media Production. So, some quick announcements, really quick. Tomorrow, on the first day of October, Algernon will be participating in the Inktober event. So, follow our Instagram and his Instagram to see his daily illustrations. All those links will be below.
For the month of October, there will not be a this month that month. So uh, be ready to not see that.
There'll be a lot of content that we're doing in October, so finding the time to schedule another interview and edit it will be difficult. And if you would like to be interviewed or have an artist friend you would love to see interviewed, please email Algernon, and his email will be linked below. So then let's get into the interview. Ryan, would you like to introduce yourself and just what you do really quick?
My name is Urian Marcus Lee. I am the sound tech guy for Happy Accidents Media Production. I also do a solo thing called Name Your Monsters, which is a solo acoustic act I do. I've been in a few bands, and I also do sound engineering around Flagstaff, Arizona.
How long have you been doing your music?
Music, I've been creating music since I was 12 years old, making crappy songs and such. But, practice makes better. And yeah, I've been making music since 12. How old am I now? So roughly 16 years ish. Quick math.
You're always good at the quick math. Every time someone turns to me like, "Quick, what's this to this?" I'm like, "I'm not you, Ryan." Um. Anyways, what first made you interested in making music?
I've been asked this question a few times in a few interviews. So I feel like I have this locked down. So there was a moment, like I was chilling with my dad in his trailer. He was drinking and whatnot. We're hanging out that night and we're just jamming to some of his records and whatnot. And I could just like see him feel like all the power ballads that were playing on his stereo, and he was like listening to Def Leppard, ooh, and everything. And I just like looked at that. I'm like, I want to make that type of music where or art that makes people feel things as such, and that really inspired me to get into that entire thing of music. Where I don't know, yeah.
Do you have a favorite piece of art you created?
um, I don't know. Um, my dad used to make feathers. He used to carve wood feathers, and I've recently made one, and I it's very special to me. Um, but I have this idea for an art piece currently, which is totally my outside of my realm of art things I do, because it's gonna be a painting with and it's also gonna have like a small little loom in there where there's gonna be a weaving I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna also include that feather inside that weaving. Is my idea of what I'm gonna be making for like a small collage art piece thing. But that I feel like that's gonna be my favorite thing I'm gonna make. But currently I can't choose a favorite unless it's that feather that that I've already made.
So, what's one of the struggles you have within the music industry or making DIY music?
Um, it's hard to connect with people sometimes. I feel like being in a DIY scene, it says do it yourself, like it's the, what is it, anagram? Is that the right word? DIY, do it yourself. Anyways, I probably got that word wrong. Um, that like there's a lot of people out there doing a lot of things themselves, but they always want help with random things, and but there's like people like in certain niches of groups, and I don't think I found my niche in a certain group. I've been parts of like groups to help out, but that's the hardest part is finding a spot and being able to constantly be in that spot. I guess I don't know if that makes sense.
Do you have a specific mantra, philosophy, or creed you live by when you're creating?
So majority of the music I make stems around the idea of hope, and that's kind of the underlying tone of all my songs. I'd like to feel that's what I'm portraying when I sing a song, or even like sad songs, happy songs, and all that stuff. Like I would just say like never give up is basically what I'm trying to go for, um, because it can be hard sometimes. Even writing those songs can be hard sometimes. you know, there's a lot of doubt always, but you got to push through that doubt.
You had a show back in July, the first time in over a year. How did that feel? And what did you miss most about live
Um,
performances?
that show in particular in July, I was fairly nervous for, but also very excited. It was the first show I hosted since the entire pandemic started, and it was really exciting. I felt going up to play was a lot of nervousness, but once I got past like the first two or three songs, it was business as usual, I guess. I mess up a few songs all the time, which I did that time, and you just gotta work right through it. A lot of people tell me that I am very good at recovering from messing up, which I like to think I am. Practice makes better. But like messing up, you get better at messing up. But it was very nice. I had a lot of fun that night. A lot of people saw me play for the first time that night, and it was very exciting.
That's cool. I know Frankie fell asleep before you could perform.
Hmm.
She was really waiting.
She was so out of it. And, like, Kate and her friends are just looking at you, and you're just like holding her, and she's just like, it's done. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but now every time like we hear some kind of like folky punk music on the radio or something, so is this Urian? I'm like,
Oh,
no, that's not
that's cute.
Urian.
That's cute.
um, so you do audio for music and also assist with audio for filmmaking. What differences have you noticed, and what do you like about each focus in the audio field?
So, um, work recording audio for music. Um, it's it's a lot of work. An aspect of like you're trying to get all these random sounds that go together and piecing them together correctly. Whereas doing sound for a film, like I'm standing there being like, you know, holding the boom mic and stuff, and it's I feel like that has more pressure in some ways, because you only get that one time at that spot to do it, unless you want to go back for what are they called, voiceovers, and that can be difficult for new actors to do, I guess. And most films I work on are with actors or people who are just like I can do that. Let me do this, and then I got to be like I got to get this on right, you know. Anyways, yeah, I feel like it's a little more pressure than that, but like once I haven't done it many times, to be fair, and I feel like if I've done it more, I could get better at it.
Yeah, doing audio for film can be a little stressful. I remember for one of my friends is his final film, like the film for the final,
Hmm.
the battery was slowly dying.
Oh my gosh.
and like throughout the whole audio that we were getting, the dialogue, you can hear the audio getting lower, and then he had to
Oh
keep
no! Oh
bumping
no!
it up because we couldn't get more takes. Some of them
Yeah,
were
and
like
then like it just
real,
kills it faster too. Yeah,
they were like
same time.
really good takes, and it was like spontaneous and everything, and it's hard to recreate that in a sound booth for sure. That's why I
Yeah.
always tell people, like, don't let me do audio. I'm tone deaf. I can't tell if it's not working.
Yeah.
Okay. Um so we already touched on this a little bit, but besides music, what other creative things do you do?
Yeah. I don't paint. I don't weave. I haven't yet. I plan on it. I have done a few wood carving things, but the feather's my favorite. Um, in terms of art, not much else, I guess. I enjoy art very much in all aspects and forms. Movies are probably like one of my favorite forms of art. Um, but I can enjoy a good painting. But yeah, I'm pretty good at music, so
Don't you like hand draw some of those posters you make for the shows?
I guess I do. Yes. Yeah, well, it's not just I guess, but yeah, I do. I do. I I I dilly dally and just sketching. Um, Nothing too serious in that though. Um, I have made quite a few of my own album covers, but I think they're very simple and but they're nice. Algernon made one of my favorite albums I've created, which is "Bad Memories" for naming our monsters. Just a shout out to Algernon.
Thank you.
You seem to do a lot of hiking. What's your favorite trail and what's your most challenging trail?
The answer to both of those is um, the Humphrey hiking to Humphreys, Mount Humphreys, the peak. It's the highest point in Arizona. It's a long walk, I would say. Um, I think it's roughly a 6 mile hike, 6 or 7 mile hike. But like you go up really high in elevation. I think it's closer to 5 miles, maybe. I don't know, but you get above. I forget what the the footage and how high it is, but like you get pretty high up there. And the first time I did it, I was not prepared at all. Me and my friends on a whim were like, "Let's go hike." He's like, "Let's do Humphreys. I've wanted to do Humphreys forever." I'm like, "Okay, let's do Humphreys." It was the middle of October, and I hadn't eaten anything all day. I had 2 Cliff Bars in my backpack, and I quickly made some hot tea, and we got up to the top of Humphreys at sunset. Um, and I was super hungry at the top of Humphreys. But the hot tea was really nice to have up there. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's you could see all around. I could see Cameron from on top. I could see Sedona, the Grand Canyon, and it's really nice. Especially at sunset. I wouldn't recommend it because it's pretty dark going down. But that has to be my favorite and hardest hike I've done.
So with Happy Accidents Media Production was selected last year to be a part of the Change Labs incubator. How was that experience for you?
Uh, it opened my eyes to where Happy Accidents was heading at the time, and made me realize what I wanted out of the company, and where I wanted the company to go in the future. And we were taking up some jobs that I didn't feel passionate about, and
So you are the band naming our monsters. Is there anything new coming or any projects you're working on?
I am currently working on the longest, not the longest album, but like this is the longest time I've spent on an album recording. Usually I just like, okay, I'm gonna sit down with my guitar, strum it out, sing, and put a few things here and there and put it out. But I'm really taking my time with this one. Um, I don't know when it will be out. Hopefully by before the end of this year. Um, that's all I want to say about that.
How does your process differ from working on music for naming our monsters and working on music for Happy Accidents?
Well, with for naming our monsters, I usually write lyrics first before I start going to the anything with instruments. And so then when you have lyrics in front of you, there's already you can already tell like a beat, a pattern from like how you want to say those words. And so it makes it easier to find a tune for it. When making music for Happy Accidents, I'm making the music first, and I have to find a beat I want to use for what I feel is going to be right for whatever I'm going to use it for, and then build upon that, which makes it a totally different experience. Um, I don't know which is harder. I think making music from without lyrics is harder, but at the same time, I've done that easily as well. So I think it's mixed match depending where you're at your moment in your thought processes. And yeah, because I've hashed out like 3 tunes before, and then it's like, oh, I'll send them your way, you know.
So you are now a fur parent. How has that experience? How's your experience with that?
It's interesting. I've always wanted a dog, um, uh, and my gosh, this dog is so excitable. he his name is Meatball. He's a Mastiff Pit Bull mix. He's got a brindle coat, which is really cool, and I like it. But he was in the pound for like 3 months, which is like a really long time for a dog to be there, you know. And the reason being is because he doesn't know how big he is. He's a 70-pound dog that is still a puppy. He's only a year and a half old, so he's still got all that energy and everything. And nobody wanted him because of how big and how much he's like, oh yeah, I want to play with you, like to my entire extent of my body. And so I felt bad for him. I was like, you know what, you and me, we're gonna get along probably, hopefully. But he's a very sweet dog. I love him. I've only had him for just over a week, and he, it's very exciting.
Like just with like kids and animals, they're all extremely different in their personality, you know?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I had my cat Morticia and I don't think I'll ever find another cat just like her cuz
Hmm.
you know, everyone wants to say, "Oh, my kid is unique and special," but like yeah, so every kid's unique and special. it's
Yeah, I agree.
it's just the
Yeah.
little things and how they just squish into your life.
Yep. Yep. I just got him like some new things today. I got him a new bed, a harness, because whenever I take him out for walks, I only had a collar for him, and he's like constantly choking himself because he's trying to find everything out about the world. He's very curious, which I love about him. Um, and I finally got a harness for him, so he doesn't. He's still getting used to it. I call it his backpack. Um, but yeah.
Okay, so going back to music, who are the most influential musicians to your music and your life?
So, uh, inspirations. Uh, I like listening to music that has a message most of the time. Sometimes sometimes people just put out bangers and it's like, yes, I can get behind this music because it's super catchy and I can sing along. I don't like the words, but like I can sing along, you know. But the most influential people out there is probably Laura Jane Grace from Against Me. Like I got into Against Me in high school, and it's like when I was finally finding my own music without my family, away from my family, and because I grew up listening to like everything my dad, mom listened to, my brothers and sisters, and like this is the first time like finding new music on my own, just exploring on the interwebs and whatnot. And Against Me really stood out to me. I really enjoyed it, and they had a lot of heart in the songs they sang. And so Laura Jane Grace is one of them. And For another one is probably Tiny Bird, which is a local band. I'd have to say like they're probably in my top 5 favorite bands of all time. Eli Katz is probably one of my favorite songwriters. He's one of the sweetest guys I know. Every time they put out new music, I'm jealous because of how good it is, and I just like I want to be that good, but you know I'm good in a different way. I feel like we make different types of music, and but I feel like we're always constantly inspiring each other, which is I feel like how it should be, you know.
So you mentioned film is one of your favorite uh, art forms. What are some of your favorite movies or directors or, stuff like that?
I really like Wes Anderson. I wouldn't call him anything near my favorite director, but you know I really enjoy his style. Um, Fantastic Mr. Fox is just a great movie. Um, uh, Isle of the Dogs is really cute. Um, I really liked Quentin Tarantino, but as I grow older, I feel like I'm moving away from his style of movies and stuff. But I always feel like he had a very interesting take on how to direct and tell a story that was very interesting. Um, Taika Waititi is a is a director I've very recently got into within the past year and a half, and I love his movies. He has to be like one of my favorite directors right now, um, and he's just like super hilarious in acting as well. And um, but one of my favorite movies of all time is probably Swiss Army Man, um, because you know like the entire movie's a fart joke. and uh and they make it well. They yeah, and they make you feel something with throughout the entire movie too as well, you know. It's the movie in essence, from what I get from it, is that you know like it's okay to be yourself and don't be afraid to be yourself. You should be nothing but yourself. Yeah. And that that's what I really liked about the movie, is that you know it's telling you, hey man, don't care what most people think, because the right people are going to find you if you're acting the way you want to act. But yeah, I think like along with the movies, right? The movies are nothing without the music that's put into them, and I think that not just music, but like the sound can really make the movie. And I really enjoy like listening for like little things here and there in different films and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's been Urian from Happy Accidents and naming our monsters. Don't forget, we have a Buy Me a Coffee account, and you will be able to get an early release on most of what our October content is, or little hints. There's some hints and previews of what we're working on and releasing for October up right now. Please comment below and like this video. And also comment what you're looking forward to for October. I know I'm hoping to be able to find time to watch the new Venom movie because I really
It looks
liked
really good.
the first one, and it'd be nice to just go to a theater again for once in like a year. So, yeah, comment below what you're hoping the fall and the holiday season is going to bring, or even what you're dreading for the holiday season. if you feel so inclined. All right, so we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
See ya.
Bye bye.